Hey everybody, Thrift Store Hacker back again, and we're up in the mountains here in California right now. We're working on my friend's A-frame cabin up here, which is a really neat cabin. They would come shipped on a truck up here and you build them up. They came from the Sears Corporation. And I'll post a little ad that I found in the old robot catalogs from the 60s. But what I really wanted to show you is, since we're up in the California hills, and gold mining was a big part of the settlements up here. We're actually out near the town of Grizzly Flat. That's probably about 10 miles down the road, but it's kind of a middle of nowhere of California. Let me take you down to the edge here. As you can see, there's just this giant open pit in the ground here. And it goes down just over to the edge there where it was stopped. And then it goes for about a half a mile, almost a mile back that way. And what this is this is not a natural formation. This is a product of hydraulic mining. And hydraulic mining took place in California. I think they outlawed it in the 1860s. I'll have to do a little more research on that. But what they would do is start at the bottom of a hill and block all of the, kind of make a flow into a sluice box. And then they would use very high pressure hoses. You know, something like a fire hose. And they would blast the soil they would blast the side of the rock face here. And all this good, I think it's placer soil that's up here, that they're probably hydraulic mining through, would wash down to the bottom of the hill, and as it went through the big sluice box, it would collect all the gold. And as it collected all the gold, they would, the water would keep running, and it would go right down into the stream system. You couldn't do that with any type of mining operation today due to the effects of hydraulic mining here in California. As you can see right here, here's the stop point. It must have either dried up or they just kind of gave up on it from right here. As you can look down. Now, think of it this way. This land is supposed to go all the way across right here. So all of this down here is man-made. It was just blasted with a water hose. This is a very small version of hydraulic mining. There's not too far from here, there were some big hydraulic mining operations. And what this did, aside of make everybody profit, was all that silt wasn't being caught at the bottom of the hill. Like all the debris and everything coming off of the hydraulic mining, they were just allowing to flow into the creek and stream systems up here, which clogged up the creeks. And as you get down into the valley, into the Sacramento area, the silt would start settling and it would raise the riverbed a good 10 feet. And if you notice, if you go to Old Town Sacramento, right there along the river, you'll notice that you're walking into the second floor of every building, every old historic building down there, because they had to raise the whole town to prevent it from flooding about every 5 years. In Sacramento area, California, we usually get a big flood anywhere from about 7 to 12 years. And, they always say, oh, well, this is the 100-year flood, and then, 10 years later, we get another 100-year flood. I won't even put global warming in the mix on that one, because it's just the way it's always been. But this really, really tore up the stream and river system in California. And, after it started affecting the people that lived down in the big city, they stopped it from happening because, everybody's house was flooding down there, because it would be like the equivalent of putting a few hundred cubic yards of dirt in your swimming pool. You don't have any room for the water anymore. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of a neat little piece of California history. And until next time, build stuff and have fun.